doesn't love fall? Who doesn't love fall? Are you ready for fall? I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for So what's up? It's Monica and welcome back to my channel. Okay, today's video is not in my office. And it's not a fashion video. Technically, it is a fashion video because we are in my closet. It is all about getting your closet ready, organized, and visually appealing for fall. Okay, so I am extremely excited about today's video because not only am I sharing this video with you guys and, encouraging you guys to get your closets ready for fall, but I also need this too. My closet is a little bit of a mess for my standards, but it's a new season and I'm constantly getting new items in from brands, from hauls that I do and whatnot. So my closet has been a disaster for a while. I actually literally just did a huge closet clean out whereby I really took out about half of the things in my closet and just had my friends come over and just have them, go in at it. And we did it while practicing social distancing, of course. But yeah, even with that, my closet is still not fall ready. And I really had to do that because my rule is when something new comes in, something old has to go out. So, and I did mention that too in one of my, actually in my H&M haul. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. But yes, I did that, and even with that, my closet is still not ready for fall. So I'm going to take you guys along with me on this ride as I declutter one and I get organized and I literally become fall forward. So without further ado, actually, if you're not following my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button so you never miss a video. This channel is all about fashion, style, home decor, helpful helpful tips, what works for me and hopefully can work for you. So without further ado, let's get into the video because I'm gonna go over, not only am I gonna show you my process, but I'm also gonna walk you through and throw out some things to consider when you're going into your closet and how to get organized and how to make your closet work for you. So let's get into it. Okay, first things first, the elimination process. So like I said, I spent about two weekends basically eliminating. And when you decide to get your closet ready for a new season, the elimination process is so important. You can't get ready for spring, fall, winter, or whatever season without really going into your closet and having an honest conversation with yourself and just eliminating stuff. I know we tend to want to keep things. I know it's that, oh, I have this amount of shoes or I have this amount of bags or this amount of clothes. But to be honest, that just leads to disorganization, clutter, and in this day and age, no one really cares how much of whatever you have. It's all about how you put stuff together. So the best way to put things together the right way is to actually see what's in your closet and have the right pieces. So that brings us to eliminating. When I step into the whole elimination process, I always, or even things in general, I always throw out the two things to consider. This is actually something new that I'm implementing to the blog and my social and all of that good stuff. So it's basically two things to consider with Moni, and that is with everything in life. Before you dive into things, consider at least two important things. And I know with some of my two things to consider, there's going to be more than two things to consider, but I always say there's the top two things that you should consider when you indulge or endeavor into something new. And with the elimination process, the two things to consider are, one, if you haven't worn it in 6 months, and 6 months top, get rid of it. Some people have 3 months, some people have 6 months, some people have a year. To be honest, I really feel like if you haven't worn something in the span of 6 months, you really don't need it. I know it's easier said than done, and I know, it's expensive to constantly replace things, but to be honest, if you truly love something, you will wear it again. If it works for you, you will wear it again. If it needs to be in your closet, basically, you will wear it again. So if you haven't worn it within a 6-month period, then you truly don't need it. I know there are factors that go into play in terms of us holding on to things, but it's just collecting dust. Get rid of it. you haven't worn it, you're not gonna wear it. Especially in the day of fast fashion where things are so easy to replace, it really makes no sense to hold on to stuff that you haven't worn in 6 months. 2, everything can be replaced or duplicated. I know some things hold sentimental value and some things are passed along and all of that good stuff. And to be honest, I was one of those people that was kind of caught into that whole idea of, it's expensive, it cost me a fortune, so I have to keep it. But honestly, it's just collecting dust. If it's not a classic silhouette, and if you haven't worn it, it really can be duplicated. There is just so much fast fashion out there. Everybody is making something that looks something like something else. So why not indulge yourself with that? If you feel like, oh my God, you need to wear it this particular season, then just do that. Because if you haven't worn it in 6 months, and even though it might be expensive or whatnot, it's really just collecting dust and it's making your outfit process just a little harder. So simplify your life, make things a little easier for yourself, and get rid of things that can be duplicated. For my elimination process, I started with my sweaters first. I looked at a couple of things when determining what to keep and what to get rid of. First of all, the silhouette. Is it still on trend? Is it classic? Does it still fit me? And then the fabric. Is it falling apart? Are there threads coming apart? Are there little holes in it? Those are the things that I looked at when going into my sweater collection and taking things out and getting rid of stuff. Also with color trends, there's a lot of, there's a big shift in terms of the colors that were really popular last season and the colors that are popular this season. Some colors are just really classic, your whites, your blacks, your beige, but there is a huge emphasis on browns and not so much on bright greens. So just with that in mind, that really helped me personally to eliminate colors that weren't necessarily on trend and just kind of, really visualize what I had left and what was going to work for my wardrobe this season. Same thing really applies with pants, silhouettes. Looked at colors. Do they still fit? With being at home for the last couple of months, we've all gained a little bit of quarantine weight. So we had to make sure that everything still fits. Fabrics are still good. And and that was kind of my process in terms of, picking what to get rid of. Then from the pants, we went to blazers. Blazers, same thing. Silhouettes on blazers are usually very classic, so I feel like it's a little harder to get rid of blazers. I got rid of a lot of blazers, and some I actually had worn in the last 6 months. Some I still love the colors, but because I am constantly getting things in, I really had to be honest with myself that, okay, am I gonna get another black blazer this season? More than likely, yes. Last season, I probably had 4 brands send me black, beautiful velvet blazers. So I know that I'm going to get another beautiful black velvet blazer this season. So I decided to get rid of most of them. I think I kept 1. And that I kind of use that mentality for everything else. So if you're shopping on Zara or if you're shopping on H&M and you see a beautiful black velvet blazer that you absolutely adore, but you still have one, decide, you have to, have that honest conversation with yourself. Do I want to get this new one? Do I really love it enough to get rid of the one that is in my closet presently? Do I want to save money that way? Or do I really just want to update my wardrobe? And like I said, fashion, there's so much fast fashion right now, and it is actually affordable to replace old things with new things that will probably make you happy this season. So why not, right? Skirts, most skirts are classic. The silhouettes are always, I feel like the same. I have a lot of skirts, but not a ton. So the same, I use the same reasoning for skirts. The prints, are they super summer prints? Are they super florally, whatnot? And I kind of find it easier to get rid of skirts, especially florals and all of that stuff, because with skirts, I feel like it's either a midi or midi length, or maxi or whatever. And the prints are usually the same season to season. So, you can either keep or you can get rid of. It really doesn't matter with skirts because they're usually just the same. It's always the same. But yeah, shoes. For me, I have really big feet, and I've mentioned this in a few other videos. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can see all of my videos. But yes, and don't forget to give this video a 2 thumbs up, or I think it's only 1 thumb, you can give it a like anyways. Anywho, yes, shoes. I got big feet, like really, really big feet, but it's okay. I appreciate my feet because I have feet and I've got cute toes, but I have big feet, and shoes are very hard for me. I tend to spend a lot of money on shoes because finding good shoes that don't make my feet look super big is literally a science, and it costs me a lot of money. But I tend to buy silhouettes that are somewhat timeless. That's another reason why you need to follow me, because you know I can show you guys how to pick the right shoes. Anywho, most of the shoes in my closet, especially boots, winter boots, are very expensive, and I wear them again and again. So I tend to keep them, but I also know that when bringing in new, I have to get rid of old. I don't bring in a lot of boots into my wardrobe just because they're expensive, and I don't like spending that much money one season. I usually give myself one, maybe two really expensive pairs every season, and I'll find little or pairs that are not as expensive and kind of add them here and there. I try to be a little bit more conservative in my spending, even though it doesn't seem that way, but I do. There's a method to my madness. But anywho, shoes. If you haven't worn the shoes, get rid of them. If the leather is not so good, or if the heels are falling off, or if they're just super out of trend, get rid of them. Like I said, I know I tend to hold on to shoes, but I'm still good at taking things out. I literally have some shoes in my closet that are probably 4 years old, but still being sold regular price. So it is a little hard for me, but I've been able to get rid of shoes. I probably got rid of maybe 50 shoes when I did the whole closet out, and I just literally had my friends, and I was just like, yeah, I'll take them. And a lot of the pairs literally were not worn, but yeah. Anywho, same thing applies with shoes. I'm getting out of the shoes. It's kind of making me a little different. Last but not least, coats. A friend of mine actually asked me to really dive into coats and how to declutter your coat wardrobe. So I'm going to do a separate video because I have 5 things in mind, and I feel like that's going to be a little longer. So, but yes, same thing applies to coats, silhouette, fabrics, whatnot. So that's how I kind of, you know, went in and dived in and kind of just cleaned out the closet and made it work. Mind you, my coats are actually not in this closet. My coats are in a separate closet downstairs. I think I have clothes in about 4 or 5 closets in this house. I have my work closet at my garage closet. And I took over the main floor coat closet. So there's all my coats, but I was able to take out half of them. But yes, anywho, that's how I eliminated, and those were the processes, those were the steps I took to get rid of all the extra and to create space for new fall and to organize my old fall that I'm keeping. So let's go and see how I did that, or let's see the final result. Okay, so now that we've gone over the elimination process and we've determined what to keep based on fabrics, wear, silhouettes, is it trending, and all that good stuff, now it's time to get organized. I've got some simple rules when it comes to getting organized and creating a visual closet that works and that is easy to navigate. I consider color and length. Really, these are just 2 easy things to kind of guide you when organizing your closet. I tend to do light colors to dark colors, and I also separate the closet into 2. So because it's still warm in Atlanta, I do keep some of my spring pieces still on display, but I move the spring pieces off a bit. So I move them, I guess in my closet they're forward, and then I move my fall pieces to the back because it's actually easier for me to go into the back or to the sides, I guess. I don't know if, yeah, the back, and then I start that way. So I have my whites, I have my lighter colors, and then dark, and then we graduate into darker colors. This is just, it helps the eye navigate through stuff, and you can identify what is where. So it's always a good idea to, you know, organize your stuff by color coordinating them. I also picked length because you can see what is behind the next item. It's easier to locate something when you're arranging items by length. I used to work luxury retail, and this was kind of a rule, just kind of putting things on display. And if you go into a lot of stores, you'll notice this items tend to graduate. So it just helps the eye to navigate and to identify what is hung. So that way getting ready in the morning is an easier process when you can actually see and identify what is in your closet. For my bags, I keep all my bags in my dusters. I would love to have everything on display, but it's not good for the life of the bags. So I tend to stuff the bags and put them in dusters and then just kind of line them up. I identify all the dust bags, so that helps me remember what I have. I also have baskets in the closet where I put smaller bags or spring bags and I throw them on top. I have a basket for my belts too. I'm kind of looping in the belts because I have belt bags too, and belt bags and belts that I need easy access to, I also put them in this little basket because it's just easy to, you know, go and grab because all my bags are a little higher up. And then I do also keep some bags in my work closet so I can use them for photo shoots and for videos. So just, you know, you have to also identify what works for your lifestyle and how to make your process of getting ready for work or whatnot a little easier. Okay, and then in shoes, keep all my shoes in their boxes. I also still want to, you know, kind of create an easier, more functional workspace for my closet, but right now it really works. I've always kept my shoes in their boxes. I know not everyone does that, and I also really don't have the space to put them on display, so I really, you know, I don't have a choice but to keep them in their boxes. Also, when I'm, you know, giving them away or donating or reselling, it's good to have the boxes. So I just store everything in the boxes and I identify what shoes are where by the boxes. I move the spring summer ones to the back. Bags, I don't do that just because I feel bags I really for the most part wear all year round, but the spring bags that are really just spring bags go into my little basket of bags. But shoes, I move my fall shoes forward, I move my boots forward, make sure they're easier for me to access, and then I always have the description of the shoes facing out so I can see what it is. I don't have to like start playing with boxes and moving things around, but make sure the description of the shoe, which is usually on every shoe you buy, make sure that's facing forward so it's easy for you to identify the shoe, to grab it and go. All right, I almost forgot dresses. Dresses are a little tricky for me because I feel like you can layer them, you can play around with them, but bright colors I tend to not wear so much in the fall. It's funny because even though it's really hot outside, once fall gets into my brain, like I kind of like lock off bright summer springy, you know, pieces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my summer dresses or dresses that are just too summer and move them over towards this way, because when I did my spring closet clean out, I moved winter dresses and winter pieces throughout the closet forward, or, you know, in my direction, basically in the front. So because I find this is the part I go to and this is the easier part for me, which is kind of the back of every row. So I'm going to now take what's in the front here, my winter dresses, and move them to this side because it's kind of easier for me to just go into this side. And that's what I did with my sweaters and all the other pieces. So we're gonna do that with dresses. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is if you have a extra rolling rack, use your rolling rack to kind of take pieces out so you can see what you've taken out. There's not a mess everywhere, and you can still do this fairly quickly if you have a system and if you're organized. And a rolling rack really helps because you can take things out, you can put them on the rack, you can see them, and you can decide if you want to put them back in, and it just kind of, you know, helps in the process of getting organized. All right, guys, so there you have it. Those are my tips, my tricks, me getting organized for the fall, you know, sharing my, you know, little process for getting my closet fall ready. I hope this was helpful to you guys. Let me know with your comments below. I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's Odd by Moni because that's where I post all my outfits and all that good stuff. Also follow my website, oddbymonica.com. Follow the website, follow me on Instagram, follow this YouTube channel, and until next time, bye guys. Thanks for watching.